From breaking down grains to bottling their brews and even pouring the perfect pint, at the Howe Sound Brewing Company, it's all done under the same roof.
Hi, Paul.
Heather.
How's it going?
Great.
All right, I'm pretty familiar with your brews, but I want to know how they're made.
No problem. Let's go check them out.
Okay.
Opened in 1996, Howe Sound Brewing continues to work out of the same small shop, but the brand is bigger than ever. It's grown from simple pale ale to nearly 45 specialty brews. Seasonal drafts come and go, but classics stay for good, some of which hold North American titles.
The market pretty much demands them now that you have something unique.
Just as unique as the brews are the names that go with them. Often drafted by employees, they stem from local people or places and even events out of this world.
The Super Jupiter was one that just popped up when they had that new planet and they called it the Super Jupiter. That was a name that we just like, wait, let's call the beer Super Jupiter.
But before the name comes the beer, and that all starts here in the grain room.
These are the specialty grains, and then we have a silo outside that holds 20 tons of the basic malt. But these are our specialties, so if we're gonna make a stout, we would use these dark malts. And you have kind of a medium malt, so you'd use more of this in a medium type body beer.
With more than 20 types of specialty Canadian malts at his fingertips, brewery manager Paul Wilson is able to make a wide variety of beers. The grain is processed through a mill, cracking each one into roughly 6 pieces. From there, it runs down into a mash tun.
So this is the brew house. So if somebody asks you the size of your brew house, this is what you would say. You would say the size of your kettle. They're asking you how much beer you can brew.
Brewing just 2,000 liters at a time means small batches and more room for variety.
There's a lot of care that goes into each batch for sure.
The milled malt sits in the mash tun for about an hour at 70 degrees Celsius, steeping the malts and releasing the sugars. Then it's transferred to the kettle. The hops are added and it boils for another hour.
If there's any spices, generally they'll go into the kettle. Every once in a while we'll put something in the mash tun. When we did the Super Jupiter, I actually put real grapefruits in the mash tun.
Like a steep tea, the boiling brew begins to release a rich aroma of specialty malts, a sign it's reached its peak and must be cooled before being transferred to the primary fermenters.
We put it through a heat exchange, and the reason to cool it down, if it was too hot, you'd kill the yeast when you add the yeast, or if it's too cold, the yeast won't be active. So the yeast needs about 20 degrees Celsius is the ideal temperature.
Once cooled, it ferments within these tanks for close to 7 days. Then it spends another week in conditioning tanks. And once that's complete, it all ends up here, put in cans, kegs, or bottles. As with every step so far, it's all done by hand on one small assembly line. And the labels, they're as unique as the names and the brews that go with them. But in the end, it all comes down to taste. And our final stop on this tour is the perfect place for it.
Cheers, Paul.
Cheers.
Thanks for a great
I like the reaction I get from people. That's why I like brewing beer. It's an instant kind of gratification when I see people drinking it and when they enjoy it. So.
Whether you venture towards a unique brew or stick with a classic pale ale, here you're guaranteed to find something you enjoy with big flavor and small brewhouse charm. From Squamish, I'm Heather Butts for Shaw TV.